Hey, do you enjoy Hobie's creepy romantic subplots? You're in luck! That's one of the B-plots this episode. But as an added creepy twist, a Christ, this time he's lusting after Shawnee.
A challenger! I shall defend my fair maiden's honor!
Baywatch would like to take the time to remind you that Craig is a lawyer, and balancing lawyering and lifeguarding is hard, even when you work from home. But wait, he can't go to his meeting until he finishes this important task.
Hey guys, I got something on my fishing line. I don't know what it is.
Let's check it out.
Meanwhile, Eddie drowns to death after chasing a frisbee into the ocean. Oh, by the way, he found a bomb.
This is a job for trained professionals, not a couple of lifeguards. I'll call the bomb squad, they'll come out and they'll cordon off the beach.
Fired!
No, my Dr. Scholes was in there!
And immediately, corpses of sea life fall upon all of the beachgoers, raining down a horrific display of negligence.
I need a vacation.
Aw, that's the title! Almost. Okay, so the main focus of this episode is Cort, Craig, and Eddie taking a vacation to Mexico. I'm sure Cort invited Eddie because he couldn't find a babysitter last minute. So yes, the show is already bored of itself and thus taking a vacation elsewhere. Shawnee wants to make sure Eddie brings her back all of the stereotypical souvenirs he can.
Don't forget my sombrero. It is going to look so great on the wall.
Fine.
And a poncho would be nice. And if you find any turquoise earrings, will you buy those too?
Sean.
I don't know what any of those words mean!
Nice lipstick.
It's lip smackers, idiot!
Well, what about your schedule?
I pushed my court date back a week.
That murder trial can wait. Meanwhile...
Isn't this great? Nice quiet night, roaring fireplace, friendly game of checkers between father and son. You know, this is what family life is all about.
Whoa, I just noticed. Mitch's couch is a boat? Captain Thorpe shows up because his wife kicked him out. Shut up, Captain Thorpe. Nobody cares about your subplots. Hang on, I'm not sure which country they went to. Let's try this again. As you might have surmised, this road trip is going to go from bad to worse really quickly, as per TV road trip rules. Though you can't say it wasn't mostly their fault, since they begin by immediately getting lost, a problem which Cort solves by throwing away the map.
Some places you have to find without a map.
For instance, Brigadude, or Spice. That's why they call me John Directions Cort. Remind us what the plot is, montage song. The stunt doubles seem to be surfing pretty well, but things take a sour turn once again when Craig's Jeep is stolen.
At least they left our clothes.
Thanks, ADR Eddie, explaining in post why you're wearing normal outfits later. Back at Casa de Burger, Captain Thorpe is being overly controlling, scheduling everything, and generally being a buzzkill.
Dad, we've got to get rid of him.
Permanently!
I don't know, Hobie. That seems a little drastic.
Leave it to me! A little poison in his milk, it'll be undetectable during the autopsy. Get the tarp ready and I'll meet you out back in 10.
Alright, so I was face to face with this jaguar, right? And I'm thinking, man, this meat thong was a bad idea. In retrospect, it was a great idea, because I gave it to him and me and the jaguar became pals. I rode him straight to town, free-balling the whole way. That's great. That reminds me of a heartwarming story where I murder you.
Somebody change me!
The biggest issue Mitch seems to have with Captain Thorpe living with him isn't so much the intrusive planning as the fact he's cooking him gross food. Mitch apparently lacks the skill most 38-year-olds have of being able to make meals of his own.
There's no meat in here! How do you cook cereal?
What do you say we sneak out around 6:50, change into some dancing duds, and hit the discos?
You know, I'm really glad we get another midlife crisis episode for Captain Thorpe. I wasn't sure everything was explored yet, but Baywatch is thoroughly examining every inch of this issue. Just how phallic will his new car be? I need to know!
Now I want to see how it is from the best lifeguard. I am? Really?
Ah, so it's TV back to the Old West Mexico.
If anybody in this town can help us out, it's Miguel.
Oh, Tremors Miguel. Yeah, that's the normal response anyone gives when they see Eddie. Okay, so this episode is basically Three Amigos if they played it straight. Or really any movie that takes place in Mexico. You've got the town in fear, the one damsel / romantic interest, and 3 white idiots that have to save them. Time for a bar fight. It's Cort's second episode, and he's in yet another bar fight. It even starts with the same beer mug block as the last one. Maybe this needs a little explanation. If it wasn't clear by now, NBC and the studio behind Baywatch had conflicting ideas about what the show should be. No one was sure if it should be action-oriented or character-focused, and NBC was certain after 3 episodes that the premise could not possibly sustain itself. Action seemed to win out most of the time, hence episodes like this where lifeguarding is relegated to background plots. This is a hilarious episode, however, if you enjoy seeing Eddie get the crap beaten out of him. Our heroes lose horribly, and the audience has a good laugh. It turns out the jerks at the bar were the ones who stole Craig's Jeep, and they run the town. The town, fearful of the backlash for harboring known morons, try to get our trio to leave. While the townspeople seem to be implying that their families could be murdered, Craig lays out his plan.
He's a cheap crook, and when I see him, I'm gonna tell him. He's gonna listen to reason.
If I tell him he stole my Jeep, he'll listen to reason. I'm a lawyer.
Craig opts to go alone, because if the 3 of them lost, the one of him will surely win. He eats some Werthers and his muscles explode like Popeye. Look at these dudes, they're cooking chicken on a fence. That is badass. Also unsanitary.
You see, this is my Jeep, and you probably didn't know that when you took it.
Yeah, you're right. That changes everything.
Uncomfortable scene of Hobie hanging out with Shawnee. So not only did they decide to include a creepy romantic subplot with Hobie again, but Hobie is straight up trying to steal another guy's girlfriend. Granted, it's Eddie and he's got the emotional maturity of a peanut, but still.
Hobie?
Man, this Bailout movie is great.
Mitch, I had an epiphany.
That's great, Captain. Get out.
I'm glad you kissed me. You know, some people go through their whole lives never having anyone ever fall in love with them. But I have 2 people. I think that's pretty special.
Okay, it doesn't matter if she's humoring him or they're playing this straight. Just stop. Stop right now, Baywatch. Stop. Well, the 3 stooges tried it Craig's way. Presumably off-screen, Eddie's way was wetting himself and screaming, and now they're trying it Cort's way again, the way that got them beaten unconscious in a bar. They head over to the bad guy's hideout and rig up a couple of the many barrels of gasoline they just have in their yard for no particular reason. There wasn't even a point to that. Apparently it was just to lure the men out and into town? They've accomplished less than nothing.
You can't beat them alone, and we can't beat them alone. But we can do it together.
For some reason, that's why they call me John Dumbass Cort. I thought it stood for Death Stalker. Shut up, I don't do that reference anymore. They literally show up with torches? Oh man, those chickens are so roasted. The town and the baddies fight, causing property damage and injury that will set the town back for years to come. We also get these amazeballs shots. Best choreography ever.
Miraflores belongs to us!
And they returned with guns the next day. The end. I do like that the scene actually does end with our heroes being run out of town for causing so much damage and generally being numbnuts.
I need a vacation.
Bwap. Next time on Baywatch, lots and lots of water slides. Meanwhile, Mitch horns in on Hobie's teacher. Oh yeah!